Good morning, and we are live on YouTube. This is Tara Lee Live, and this is my other friend over here, co-host Drake. How are you, Drake?
I'm doing awesome this morning. It's been a busy one. I almost didn't make it in, but we're here and we're ready to rip.
So I have this warning that says this stream's being broadcasted live. I think I know that. I clicked the button.
Yep, that's a new update from Zoom.
Did you see the update?
Yeah, it's kind of nice, but kind of annoying too, because that means every single time we have to go live, you now have to pay attention to the little box and close it.
All right. Okay. Well, if you are tuning in today, you want to make sure that you get live chat up and not top chat. Let me get the top chat and live chat actually even pulled out and popped out. Oh my gosh. I can't, my mouse is like not letting me do things this morning. Come on, pop out.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
Pop out. Really?
Third time's a charm.
Why am I not finding it?
It's okay. I'm loading up a dab while you're taking your time doing that.
Okay, you load up a dab. What? Oh my gosh. I am like, literally, live chat. Pop out.
Pop it out already. See, this one I just used my cell phone.
There we go. Top chat. Here we go.
Well, I'm not very good at that either, so.
Oh my gosh. Okay, finally got it. Okay. Hello, we got Mark and CBD in the house, and we got Blaze tuning in. How are you guys? Welcome. Well, we are going to hang out and have a nice little sesh with you all today. I haven't even puffed one yet this morning. I am so excited. I had went down to the dispensary and I got this hash resin that is called Cake on Cake. Look at this stuff. This stuff is amazing and on fire. If it'll come in, maybe it'll focus there. There you go. Isn't that pretty? Some pretty stuff.
I see some cake for sure.
Cake on cake. We're going to be dabbing that this morning. We're going to be talking about what Drake has got going on in the garden, what we've been up to. And we're not going to go very long today, y'all, because I have hash right over here in my freeze dryer and it is done. It's time for me to get it out there and I'm ready to smoke this stuff. So I got stuff to do today and Drake's got gardening to do. So we're not going to keep y'all very long. We're going to have a nice little smoke sesh. If you have any questions about any jadam or natural farming, we would love to answer those for you this morning. If you have any, Drake, what are you puffing on this morning?
Yeah, I've been so busy. I almost forgot it was Wednesday. And by almost, I meant I completely forgot it was Wednesday. They just run together sometimes. Puffing on right now. It kind of sounds like a broken record from the last few shows, but I tripled down, I suppose. I went in on some gelato mixed with some Ghost Train haze, and then I capped it off with just a little ball of CBD there. I don't know if it's going to show good enough, but the lighter color on the back is just some CBD, but we'll see. We'll have to see. It's a big one, so I'll be coughing and sputtering for a second here. So
that's one thing I have forgotten to do. I haven't been adding CBD into my dabs lately.
I don't usually do it either. It's just with this product, for whatever reason, it kind of seems to make it so I can, for whatever reason, psychosomatic most likely, I assume that I can get a larger rip without coughing as much or without having as much of the.
So you think it's a little smoother on your throat then? Maybe.
Kind of, but I don't have anything to support that aside from it's just like the isolates have this weird profile and it's kind of hard to describe as well, but it tastes like an isolate. So like the Delta 9,
tastes medicine-y to me.
Similar. CBD kind of has that. I like to say something like a medicine-y vibe, something that we're more accustomed to when we're on some sort of medicine, right? So anyways, when you add that into your dab, if it's a fair amount, you get that profile come through. And I just don't I have no standings on it at all as far as there no understanding of it as far as just my personal beliefs. And yeah, it just seems like for whatever reason, it kind of allows you to take a larger rip. So we'll find out. Either way.
Cool. Well, let's heat up. Good morning, Dean. What's up, Brains? Green Grape in the house. How are you?
Morning.
What's up? What's up? Morning, all you guys. I hope you guys are having an awesome, happy, healthy, high day out there. Wednesday. Wow. This week is flying by already. I'm headed over to the Cannabis Cup. Autoflower Cannabis Cup.
Yeah, you are. That's exciting.
Yeah. So I don't know how our Saturday morning show is going to go. It'll be interesting. I know I'll be at the cup. I know we'll be checking in throughout there. I'm definitely going to be going live through the cup. So Who knows what we'll see. So keep that bell ring and make sure you subscribe so you get those notifications and turn in live. Hey, Bingo, good morning. Ooh, that was a hot dab, but it's clean. When we were talking about the cleanliness, it doesn't make you cough as much when they're clean, right, Drake? We were saying that the other day. Woo! As Drake's trying to recover over there. We'll let Drake recover for a minute. Woo!
That was a crusher, that's for sure.
By the way, if you haven't already, make sure you follow Drake and I over on Instagram. Tara Lee Live also over on Instagram. And Drake, let's bring up those. I was going to bring up our Instagram pages. Let me bring those up for y'all real quick. And then you can follow along, see what we've got going on there. Whoops, push the right button.
Couldn't bring up anything right now. I can barely get oxygen.
I got it. I can do it. We got it. I want to show off your awesome, all your newts and everything that you've got. You've been doing a really good job on your Instagram. So I really want to show that off.
Thank you.
Share. Let's
we should
see.
be, but hey.
There we go. So if I do this smaller, I bet this will come in better. Does that come in any better? So check this out. This is all his nutrients, you guys. Drake has been making all his own inputs, and he has been like the mad fermenter.
And that is just some of them. That was a picture taken prior in the season. I've got probably another 4 or 5 buckets, and then I've got another brute, like a 40-gallon tote that's just filled with cannabis trim from a nice little farm. You want to source organic, or preferably have it be your own product, which we're doing all in the future. But just because we were getting started this season and we knew someone with a surplus, we definitely utilized theirs and threw it into a bucket and fermented that too. So we've got a flowering cannabis specific nutrient, which is really nice to cultivate those microbes that are for the cannabis. And that was the thing I want to amend that I said the last show when we had the Green Goddess on. Brought up that we add cannabis leaf sometimes to different JLFs and so on and so forth. And I love saying, and it's wrong, for cannabis IMO, for the cannabis specific IMO. And that's wrong in just terms. We're doing it for cannabis specific nutrients in which microbes that can thrive with that specific food source will proliferate. So we're adding the cannabis leaf in to get microbes that will in turn do better with cannabis, but it's not like adding the cannabis microbes from the leaf specifically is like some sort of microbial inoculant. That's not the name of the game. But yeah, so thank you for showing that off. There's a numerous amount of them there, and we've got pretty well the plethora of Jadam ferments. There's I think 5 or so still, 4 maybe I don't have, and these are all like secondary and third level ones that aren't going to be practiced on large scale because it's not really conducive to the sustainable and easy, and takes a lot of water in comparison to people that are just using rain. So like on larger scales, you're just going to use your base and then some JMS and a little bit of maybe grassweed JLF. And it's all specific to how much time and energy you can put in. But for like, I just want to say that as like a disclaimer, because if someone looks at like that picture and like some of the stuff we're doing, it's like, oh my goodness, this is supposed to be like easy and what are you talking about? This isn't necessarily the exact way. This is like going to the nines. And because I'm so small scale in a sense, not 2 acres or bigger, I can really take advantage of having more time and be able to do a lot more of these little like call them like special and specific ferments. But yeah, been busy all over the board. So thanks for showing that, Tara.
You are welcome. I was also going to show you are I don't know of anybody else yet that is actually going to do an indoor grow of all Jadam. I don't think I know anybody that's doing it.
I'm in the
a full indoor grow, 100% dedicated to Jadam.
So going to be doing that for sure. Minus there's just a couple things to like, obviously without human manure and so on and so forth. But going to really be going at it for pretty much its essence. Most certainly, as you mentioned. I just don't want to jump out and take credit. There may not be a whole gang of them, but I'm in the Facebook groups. A few of them, there's a couple different JDAM specific ones, KNF ones, and they're all awesome groups. And then in a couple of them, there's definitely some very educated people that are doing their thing. And I haven't necessarily seen what you're talking of, but I just imagine it's out there. But yeah, we can definitely help craft a lane, right, and show what can be done. The run I'm doing prior is a really heavily involved one, but it's like heavily involved with the JDAM inputs specifically and adding nothing else. But I've built the soils prior, because I made a living soil back in the day, not too much long ago for some of the newer beds, but I've got a bed that's a couple seasons old in there as well. So those, like the oldest bed was like a KISS Organics mix. So actually I didn't make anything. I just added an amendment pack to whatever the specific amount of Prolite was, and then Pro Mix. And then the newer beds, big shout out to Tribal Gardens and Oshi Grows. It was pretty well a soil they use, which I believe is similar to a Subcool S kind of soil that you put all the amendments together and let it sit for a bit, and then you can let it rip. But yeah, it's now only being treated with and added to short story made long, like I do with the JDAM inputs. But I'm very careful with my words, because I can't say it's only being given this, but it was, all this conglomeration, other stuff first, and now I'm just gonna, sweep that under the rug. And so there's a mix, but going forward, it's only going to be that road, as Tara mentioned, as I'm saying, and we're excited to see. And just being able to do it indoors. One thing I haven't shared recently is a bunch of the inputs that I've collected from outdoors and brought indoors, because if I'm going to be doing these techniques inside, I don't want to be going outside to these buckets to collect individual small amounts of each ferment when I'm adding them indoors, mainly because I'm really anal, and that would require like derobing and showering and getting them. Can't do that for going into the veg, into the flower, and dealing with seedlings. It's just too much. So logically, we just got a few different sized jars, nice jars that seal, and I have another method that I just showed recently where we put a paint strainer bag over a 5-gallon bucket with some holes in it, put that inside of your brute, and essentially just smaller bucket inside bigger bucket, and paint strainer bag over it with holes in it. You want to have, we're trying to work past plastic in general, but if you are using it as all you can source, you want to have the highest quality food grade of sorts, HDPE or whatever it comes out to as well. So it's, heat resistant and everything, because if you have like in your storage vessel, like it's powerful, it's potent what's happening in there. The fermenting is pretty intense for sure. So we don't want to be leaching things we don't want. And then same thing, if you're going to be sticking another bucket in there, you don't want to stick some weak bucket in there that's just going to break down right away and add a bunch of negatives. And I don't know how much adding we're doing, but irregardless, you just want to make sure it's of good quality. But yeah, so you put those in, and then you're able to scoop out with your measuring cups clean filtered JLF. So I do that for my outdoor anyways, but then for bringing them indoors, it just made it super easy. So they're all nice and clean. I have jars full of, I believe, 11 of the JLFs that we're going to be using, and then trying to follow some of the principles, like the core principles as well. But indoors, it's much tougher, because outdoors we're having our companion plants, or at least a thick mulch, and we're growing our cover crop, and then here we're having a continual cycle. So it's a lot different of a system to work around, but I'm excited to be narrowing it into more of a singular style to see how it goes, and then do some trials.
Awesome. Love all that explanation. You're really good at explaining. I appreciate that. And we got some new people turning in this morning. We got Stillbird out there. Hello. We got Light Up. How are you, Tim? What's up? And we got Pembin River out there.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you? Pembin, am I saying that right?
Who knows?
Pembinar.
Whenever I say something, I just assume no.
I hate pronouncing this stuff sometimes. Good morning, Sue. How are you? Welcome. What are y'all puffing on? I don't think y'all have told me what you're puffing on this morning. What you got going on? What's everybody else doing? I want to know what everybody's favorite cultivar that to this day that they've grown. What is your favorite cultivar that you have ever grown, and why, Drake?
Yeah, that's a great one. So I'm super curious what everyone out there thinks. And for myself, let's see. I mean, I've got some really cool things on the go now, so I'm very excited. So there could be, and I certainly think there are some contenders. But overall, I would have to narrow it down to two, which is tough to do. And even in myself, and not growing for 10 plus years of successful ongoing runs, it's whatever. There's still enough plants. So, anyways, if I have to limit it down to the two, I would say there's a 707 headband that was from oh Christ, I'm blanking now. So whatever. But the 707 headband, little wooden boxes. Someone will say it in chat. It's the little wooden awesome boxes. Humboldt Seedco. Thank goodness. How could I possibly be blanking there? So yeah, there's a 707 headband where it was one of the first plants that I had grown rather successfully. So it was a nice round without really any issues where the plants actually, there's nice quality cannabis coming out of it. And that bud, it finished nicely in relatively quick time, which I mean, it's never hurts. Pretty firm structure. So for outdoors, it may, I don't know how it would have worked out here because I never got to try it. But indoors, it was great. And because it just my lack of knowledge at the time, I didn't grow like these massive donkeys, which I think it had potential for. So I just had nice little golf balls that were rocking along, and I was still super pumped with them. And it had this very sweet aroma, like just a touchy bit of, I don't want to say the earth because that's too much, and I don't like saying floral because that always equates to me to like just like the kind of hay, like the not properly cured smell, but in between an earthy and floral touch to it, a little spin, which was just incredible. And just so you just factoring it all in, it had some nice color to it. It was just a good plant, and it was one of the ones that I just let go. It's always the ones that you don't think about or you don't save or whatever, that you always are like, wish I would have had it. And the other one I do have, which I'm really happy about, and it's just a black garlic from Jordan of the Islands. And this one it's just a very consistent plants in general. I didn't pop too many. I think I started with 10, and I ended up keeping 2 out of the 10. But I've got I didn't want to keep 2. I was wanting to keep 1 plant. I just wanted one of these, and I was just playing around and ended up keeping 2. So that's actually a pretty good thing for me, an indicator as well. But they have these 2 different profiles, and one's more fruity, I call it, but everyone's like, oh, it's garlicky and heavy. And I definitely acknowledge that it's in there, but this one's definitely a lot more got a fruit in it. And it's because I believe it's a blackberry mixed with the oh my goodness, whatever. I'll come up with it in a bit here. But the blackberry side has a lot of that sweetness that can come through. And then the Thug Pug Something Breath has a lot of the garlic breath. I don't know. I'll look it up in a few here when Tara's chatting. This is gonna bug me. But yeah, it has a lot
of motor
breath.
breath, right? Garlic breath.
No, not that motor breath that you really liked, which surprised me.
Well, the reason I like that motor breath was because the hitting, unfortunately, I came to cannabis to get off medicine and to get off pharmaceuticals, and so it has to get me to where I need to be, or it's not going to be my medicine. It's not going to help me, just if it tastes good, that's just not going to be enough. But to have it taste good and to have it get to me where I need to be, that's what I'm looking for, So you'll find me dabbing a lot of those OG, like they say OG. When you say OG, that's like gassy and fumey and those really fumey smells, like pungent smells. And those will get you higher. And that's why a lot of people like those. And then you hit the fruitier strains, I think, for the fruitier, nicer, sweeter complexes.
Yeah, more the what everyone equates to daytime, and the other ones tend to be a lot heavier, more sedative, at least.
Yeah,
those effects where you're just drooping your eyelids, sitting back in the couch, nice pain relief generally. And yeah, it was garlic breath crossed with the blackberry kush. But just if I can't recall something, I always get squirrely about it because I hate putting out the wrong things.
So just to look and see what chat's got growing on out there. So some people said they have a Harry Plums OG. GMO, the unique looking and super vigorous. So I haven't grown GMO yet, but I know a lot of people that are growing it. California orange, that sounds amazing. What else we got? Who else? What else? What else? Fumigars, lemon sunrise by Erie Genetics. The Morgana by Fumidor. Okay, so and then someone says Fumidor strains are super vigorous. You know, starting with seeds, it's amazing how many, like the difference. Like this year was the first year that I started so many seeds. This was the first year that I popped so many seeds. And there's a big difference. I really didn't think there was. I think I've just been really lucky in the past to receive some amazing good strains, you know, or cultivars. And so it's shocking to me, like when people are saying, you know, wow, you know, the seeds grow up much better, and they actually do, you know, than some of the clone only, because if you think about it, those poor clones have been held on forever, you know, and where something's a brand new seed, it's got this new life, this vigor in it. And that's why hopefully someday we're going to be able to have enough, people are going to work on their breeding enough that we're going to be able to put this bean in the ground, and we're going to be able to grow exactly what that one they say is going to be, right?
Yeah, really, with the really high amount of, I want to say synchronicity, but that's definitely the wrong term. But you know, they're all going to be essentially even. You have at least 90% or plus that plants are all grow the same height, and it's just a worked line, as you mentioned, so that it's stable, is what I'm getting around. Yeah, just with a couple of comments in chat referring to Jordan's stuff. I've been really enjoying it. I'm running it outdoors, like.
Jordan of the Island, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Jordan of the Island.
Yeah, so I've been hearing good things about that. And green crack, I don't know about God's green crack, but green crack I've had and I've really liked it. So yeah, let's talk about that, Drake.
Yeah, so again, because he is pretty close to my area, and the same, if not a more like a humid and let's say a PME area. I'm not completely sure where he is exactly, but if he's on Vancouver Island somewhere, then I mean, most likely you're surrounded by ocean. So he has a lot of good gear that finishes in nice appropriate times. It seems to be relatively consistent, like I was saying. I haven't ran very much, so that's just what I'm saying from what I've heard from others and from the small amount of R&D I had done. And the profiles are fantastic. I haven't ran any other gear, but every time I bring this up, I hear other people speaking about it and talking pretty highly. Pemden, I believe you mentioned that you have some. Give them a pop when you have a chance, if you have a chance, because why not? Could be something you like. And I mean, I think they're great. Either of the phenos that I went with and hold on to, I think they're fantastic, and they usually get a good review. They even puff nicely. I'm not a big flower person, but they puff pretty nice, at least for the first half. Then I get pretty, I don't know. There's not too many cultivars or just too much product in general I've puffed through. I mean, a shout out to Tribal Gardens again. One of the first times I got that Trop cookies. The Oni, I believe, is the company he got them from, and sourced his pheno. I was like, you know, puckering my lips up. It was really nice. And I remember watching Whistler Tech doing it on a live Tyler there, and I was like, what? Like, I don't know, probably just tastes like burning plant. And no, it tastes like burning plant and some terpenes. It was crazy. You just don't get it too much. It's I mean, I'm sure everyone in chat has probably experienced it with you know, in their time going through, but generally, yeah, you can tell when something really has that profile that holds even in flower. So that's nice to find.
Is everybody hearing Drake okay? Am I probably overpowering Drake again today? I didn't even think about to ask everybody how do mic check.
Good point. I can move a little closer,
yeah,
mic a little closer, talk a little louder, not sit back so much.
Yeah, because I just went and accidentally hit on a video, and it just blared at me, and I'm like, holy cow, I have my speakers way turned up. So okay. Are we okay on volume check? Sorry guys, I should have done that first thing at the beginning of the show. So I was going to show off my Instagram real quick. So for those of you that don't have Instagram or follow us on Instagram, let me share that with you. Here we go. Basic advanced. There we go. Share. I've been trying to take a few more selfies. This is one out in the garden. I had some fun the other day hanging out in my garden, out with my girls. And then this was one I definitely want to show y'all. This was Red River and I down on the Hood River, washing some bubble down there, and we were having fun. And that is actually what is in my freeze dryer right now. So yeah, you can also see what I've done. A lot of things, hung out with the crew, Dragonfly Earth Medicine. Got some pictures of them on all kinds of different stuff on there if you want to follow along. This was that dry stiff video that got crazy amounts of views. I had like 25,000 views on this already. It's like crazy. That was pretty cool. So yeah, if you want to follow along, if you're over there on Instagram, you can follow Drake and I over there. I always forget to show our own. I show everybody else's Instagram, and I never show our own and mention that. So you can follow us over there if you have that. Drake is also on Facebook if you want to reach out over there on Facebook. Where else are we at? What else did I forget? Where else are we at on social media?
I mean, we're obviously right here, but you already know that.
You already know we're here on YouTube. We're thinking about doing Twitch. Been hanging out on Twitch a little bit with some friends over there, kind of partying and hanging out. It's kind of, to me, that's kind of more of a fun partier atmosphere. I kind of come to YouTube to kind of learn a little bit more. It's kind of been my platform for learning. That's why I have a YouTube channel. I don't know, Drake, where are you? What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, I concur for the most part. I mean, I'm not fluent with Twitch too much, aside from popping around a couple of these like kind of back end moderator discords, which is cool to see how it kind of works on the back end. Very interesting, actually. But as far as the streaming and the content, there's a lot of music production and then gaming and streaming and stuff like that. So it's definitely more lax and hanging out. But I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more serious stuff as well. But who knows? I know it's time for a dab.
It is time for a dab. For some reason, reach out and touch someone is hold for review field. I have no idea.
Well, now that makes it suspicious.
Whoa, I don't know. Do you reach out and touch someone's held for review? I don't know if you can say that. I have no idea why. If someone wants to mod that in, go for it. Don't know why they held that one. I do appreciate though that they do hold some things, because you do get some interesting comments every now and then that not everybody needs to be privy to. Oh, what are you all doing today? I would love to know. Hey, Ian, how are you? Welcome. Oh, we had Susie tune in. How are you, Susie? I missed ya. Make sure you have it on live chat, not top chat, y'all. It is time to dab. I have so many flavors right now. I'm lucky. I went to the dispensary. We got 7 flavors over here. Here you go. You can see the bottoms. This is the main brand I always buy. These come in right about 45 bucks a gram. That's really cool here in Washington State because they have the terpene profiles on the side of these ones. So it's really cool. Like this S'mores Sunday. Tells you what it's got: beta-caryophyllene, D-limonene, alpha-humulene, beta-myrcene, and linalool. I love that linalool. That's like one of my favorites. Then we got, whoops, wrong side. We got s'mores cake, beta-caryophyllene, D-limonene, beta-myrcene, linalool, alpha-humulene. Here's another one. What's this one? We have the duct tape. Okay, this is a heavy hitter. This is the heavy hitter one that I don't like the taste of. Beta-caryophyllene, D-limonene, beta-myrcene, alpha-humulene, alpha-pinene. There you go. There's some
three. Terped up.
Whoop.
Said one could say that Tara's terped up.
Terped. We are terped. We got some terps going on. You want to see the other ones? Here's the other ones. We'll just show you the other ones. I got them right here. We got Tangy going on. There's some tangy. There's some terpene complex on tangy.
I like me
Beta
some tangy.
caryophyllene, alpha humulene, D-limonene, linalool, and alpha. I can't read that one.
Alpha bisabolol.
You know what? I don't even know what that one is. I think that's the first time I read that on there. Okay, that's the first time I think I've seen that one. Okay, well, that's interesting. Okay,
I feel like I've seen it on a flashcard of mine.
Let's see. Beta caryophyllene, D-limonene, alpha humulene, beta myrcene, and linalool. See, it's different. That's the, oh my gosh, that's weird because that's the first time I've been noticing that it's different. What does this one have? Beta caryophyllene, D-limonene, beta myrcene, alpha humulene, and linalool. See, they're all so close to the same. It's crazy, but they really taste different. Not a lot different though, however, because I'm noticing a lot of these complexes are really similar and I get really bored of the flavors. I have to say that. But I am lucky that I have access to all these and I'm not complaining. Well, should we dab one out? Does anybody want to come hang out with us live? Not live, afterwards for a little bit. I'm going to hang out here and finish my coffee. I only drank half of it. I seem to do that when we go live. I don't drink much of my coffee. Woo! I'm going to be. And my dog just farted. Y'all lucky this is not smell-o-vision. Whoa! Whew! I think she needs to come outside.
You're always boxing her, so now she's boxing you back.
Yeah, she boxed me all right. Damn! Okay, let's take a dab and we're gonna say cheers to y'all. You want to have any final thoughts today, Drake? Any questions out there, y'all? Did we miss anybody?
Yeah, no, I definitely got to get hopping ASAP as well. Got a busy day. I was so busy, I forgot about this live. So it is right in the middle of what I'm supposed to be working. So hopefully I'm not going to get too much flack here for this and that it's works in accordance, but I'll quickly run down what I'm doing right now so everyone's up to speed. Taking a bunch of cuts from my outdoor plants and going through the disinfectant purposes and then cloning them and going to be bringing them indoors. Those will be running in my next round along with a bunch of seedlings I popped in kind of a different style that I don't usually do, more plants instead of larger less count and larger veg ones. We're gonna do more smaller plants. But anyways, I went out this morning, first thing prior to the sunrise, and did our Jadam sulfur spray with our JWA over just certain bottoms and areas of the plants in which I'm gonna be, I guess just the two plants in which I'm gonna be pulling these cuts from. I then have waited probably too long, hopefully not from my understanding, but I'm learning every day and relearning because I forget things very quickly. So it takes beating it in a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I should be good. Then I'm going out there, I'm hitting it with just our Jadam wetting agent. So like our surfactant we make, hitting it with soft water to wash off the residual sulfur, because after it is dried, after it's not wet anymore, it's not doing the job anymore. The plants just start eating away at it. So I'm washing it away, because then when I continue on, I wash it away, I take my cuts, I bring them over to the cloning area, we'll call it. I will run them into another same dilution that I was sprayed on them, but quickly dunk them through the JWA in soft water to remove any, like the rest of any of the residual sulfur. And then I get to do another one into our JMS, in which I have ready, Jadam microbial solution. And it's going to be at peak, pretty well right in sync here with when I'm ready, which is perfect. I kind of, we have a few hours to a few more hours on top of that, depending the temperature. So I'm a little cooler out right now, which is nice because I have a bit longer. But if you're really warm out, you only have, a couple to a few hours. I don't want to be too definitive because it's so specific to each region, but I've had my own JMSs when it was like 45 degrees out because I didn't stop doing my weekly application due to the heat, and they same thing, finished within 16 hours for sure. Probably like, there's some that was finishing just ridiculously quick. I'd have to like start it in the evening, at 10 p.m. if I wanted to be ready for the next day and be able to use it in appropriate times, either in the morning in the rare case, because I have one finished really quickly when it was super hot, or to be ready in the following evening once the sun goes down, because you don't want to spray anytime for sun. tangent as always, but I'm wiping them through and cleaning them off, hitting them with microbes, cloning them, and well, cloning them, that's the whole process, putting them in the dome, and we'll be using those for flowering. So I've got to get out there and do this in according time. I was supposed to leave about an hour in between the time that I sprayed the sulfur off. So I'm a couple hours in, so we'll have to see, but hopefully all goes well, and either or we're getting some cuts taken. So much love, everyone, and thank you. And Tara, you can let everyone out.
Yes, everyone, I have got hash over here in my freeze dryer. It is going off. It's beeping. It's telling me it's ready to get out of there. This is my first run in the freeze dryer. You do a freeze dryer. When you turn it on, you do a bread run to clean all of whatever the junk is out. And then, so now I'm on my hash. So that bubble washing that you saw there on YouTube, on the Instagram, that was Red River and I doing. So that's what I have in my machine over here. I have 7 trays full. So I'll take some pictures, show you what I got, and let you know kind of what it tastes like, I guess, coming up. Because I don't know, I'm worried. Some of it smells delicious. When I opened that, I was like, the door, I was like, okay, real hint, not really poofy, because you don't want it to really, because if it's like gassy in there, that means your terps are gassing off, right? So it's still frozen. So anyways, so I got to get to that, got to get to my hash. Hope you all have a fantastic day. You guys are awesome. You guys come in and you say hi to everybody all the time. I love it. It's like a big family every day, hanging out on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Again, Saturday morning, I will be at the Cup. So it'll be iffy. I don't know where we're coming in, what we got going on yet, but stay tuned. We'll keep you posted. And as always, thanks for joining me, Drake. And we'll be here again. See y'all. As always, peace and love. Cheers. Oh, yeah. And I'll throw the link out in chat if somebody wants to hang out for a little bit, because I'm going to stay here and drink my coffee and take a few more dabs. So if y'all want to hang out and Sesh in the dabbing cabin, we're here for you. See you next time. Cheers.